The fluffers are out. We're ready to go.
Take two. All
Live
right.
action.
Good. Live action.
Live action.
God damn.
You forgot it.
No.
It smells spicy in here today.
Oh, does it? I don't know. Oh, I was just eating those pork rinds. They're really good. Whoever brought in those pork rinds.
Okay.
It's a really good video of
It's January 15th at, this is 1:34 p.m. What the fuck is going on?
Dude, you were
here?
in Kansas.
Updated. That's the update. So is it even the 15th? What the fuck is today? Let's start again. It's 5:36 on Wednesday. What is the date? The 15th?
Let me see here. Yeah, this is 15.
Episode 16?
This is episode 16 of the Bunker Podcast.
Bunker Podcast. Man, every day, when we get here from the gym, I'm like, all right, we're going to do something different today. I'm going to sew for a little while. Jeff's going to do Jeff stuff. And we're going to get on the razors, and we're just going to go somewhere and take the drones and film. And
do
before you know it, something else happens and something else happens. It's all real shit. It's not nothing. It's like we're busy with shit.
Do you think we could do the podcast in kayaks?
Yeah, we could. Not on this camera, but yeah, I've got all those, everything Hero 5 and up, and Sevens just came in the door today.
I was just thinking me and you sitting in kayaks this way, and then Gabby sitting in a kayak that way, and she's filming the whole thing.
That'd be an expensive-ass camera to drop in the water.
Put a trash bag around it to be fine.
The Hero 5s are waterproof. You can dump them. You can
What did you just get?
Sevens.
Sevens.
And those are super stabilized. Like, for as good as the other ones looked, those fucking sevens are holy shit. You'll be like, man, this is not out of... They were standing still. This is faked. All right, we got some questions here. Some guys asked. Adam Kushner asked, any chance of SOE doing another Smith & Bradley collab? I have a couple of Smith & Bradley watches available if you want to buy one. Hit me up. I have some of them. A couple stainless maybe. I don't know what they're doing. We might do another collab. I don't know right now what they're doing. So
can we do?
There's that.
Can we do a collab with LoomTech?
We've talked with LoomTech about doing a collab. I never got like a real solid answer on that. I don't know why. Is Invicta a good watch, or is it not a good buy? Invicta is available at Sam's Club and Costco. They're giant. There's a dude that kind of brought them in and introduced them to the United States, sold them as a Rolex. A bunch of people bought them, put a lot of money in them, and then Walmart or Sam's Club picked them up, and Costco, and the market crashed. It was kind of like he kind of fucking scammed, fucked some people, took advantage of them, whatever. The market will bear what the market will bear, but when they went to a big box store, that market collapsed.
Yeah, that market collapsed.
So, I don't personally own any. Ranger Dave has one. I know guys that have them. They're huge. Like, I talk about not liking Rolex because it's small. I like Hublot because it's so big. An Invicta is fucking giant. But they're cool. I mean, they will get some attention. I believe they're pretty rugged. I believe they're waterproof.
If Ranger Dave's wearing it, it's got to be rugged.
Yeah. John Skully, we're all in for the government fat dick. We're in for it. And the people that are asleep at the wheel will come following and voting in the disease that are stripping our rights away. All right, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it's what we talked about before. It's just about. I mean, they're pretty smart about it. As long as they can keep. Okay, let's look at it this way.
It's
as long as they can keep everybody comfortable, then they can change the laws to however they want.
They're chipping away. They're making that chess set with that little tiny rock hammer.
It's like, it's like, hey, unfortunately, the Democrats were the slave owners, and they still are the slave owners. Why? Because they made a whole group of people comfortable.
They're smart. They're comfortable. They have us fighting amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
There's always an enemy, and it's always from within. It's us. We are the enemy. It's the upper class and the lower class, and the fucking homeless and those that work, and it's the blacks and the white. There's not a fucking black and a white problem. It's the media that causes the black and the white problem. You have as much fucking black problem as you have fucking white problem. We have more fucking shitbag white people than we do fucking black people. It's just where the media has the fucking cameras on at that time. What would realistically change if there was no more internet? Everything would change.
Yeah, everything would change if
we did business. The internet. Everybody would be back on par, I guess. Like.
The thing about the internet is the internet actually I know you're going to say big government and big corporations, but there has been plenty of small companies that would not exist if the internet wasn't around, because the internet has given people an opportunity to get whatever their product is out in front of millions and millions of people. So, you know, if you're an up and comer, even now, let's say you want to make shoe porn. You want to make some shoe porn. You don't need a lot of investment. You don't need a lot of investment to get that shoe porn out in front of people. It's not like the old days where you had to fucking hire a damn firm to do all your advertising and get into magazines and get in the newspaper and fucking all that other bullshit. Have some Hollywood actor hold your product up on TV so everybody want to buy it. You don't have to do that anymore. The internet allows you to get in front of everyone, and if you do it right, I mean, realistically, if you do it right, you could have your product up on social media tonight and have 1 billion people look at that piece of product, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. It's possible now because of the internet. If the internet shuts down, then we're back to that. I mean,
think about it. How many of you guys listening to this right now, watching this right now on YouTube, listening to it, or followed a link from Instagram or Facebook tomorrow or whatever, you wouldn't see any of this if it wasn't for the internet. Most of you guys wouldn't even know anything about us if it wasn't for the internet.
I mean, the internet is the reason why big box stores are collapsing, because I don't have to put my product in Sears anymore.
I don't have to put up with Sears' bullshit charging me to fucking put it at the end cap. I don't have to fucking have Walmart. Walmart puts more people out of business than fucking in business, and then they go and fucking knock the product off. I mean, Walmart fucking destroys. Amazon's fucking doing it too. Do you see any SOE shit on Amazon? Fuck no, you don't. Amazon is literally starting companies, copying fucking high-selling products, and then changing the traffic to their high-selling product ahead of the real product, and they're counterfeiting shit left and right. Amazon is fucking destroying fucking businesses because these businesses jumped in bed with Amazon. Amazon built them up. They basically they push all their traffic to Amazon, and Amazon owns all their fucking customers.
How do you become the richest woman in the world? You divorce the richest man in the world. Sorry, Bezos, but you made your bed. Why? How can you be that wealthy?
Why don't you just kill her?
That wealthy and that stupid that you're sending dick pics.
Was he sending dick pics?
Yeah, that's how he got caught. He was sending dick pics to his girlfriend.
How'd he get caught?
Because she went through his fucking phone.
That had no controller locks on it?
She went through his phone because he's a dumbass. That's how man, guys, come on.
It's too much
Come
work.
On, guys.
How
are we still getting caught doing that shit?
Why even fucking... I don't know, man. Why would you marry a bitch that isn't going to give you everything you fucking wanted? Like, I don't know. Vince Vega, has the government shutdown affected your business in any way? I don't believe the government's actually shut down. The post office is still running. Everything I've needed to do. I'm more affected by fucking Labor Day, Martin Luther King Day, Christmas Eve than I am the government fucking shutdown.
Truth be told, it's what they call a partial shutdown. The government is not shut down. All essential services are still going. So
they're going to collect
all your
taxes.
EBT cards, they're getting charged. All your food stamps, those are still going out. All essential programs are still up. Even the IRS is still going to get your checks out. Is it hurting people? Yeah, there are people that are being hurt by this. But the reality is the government is not shut down. Plain and simple. It's still business. You think Nancy Pelosi's at home? Hell no. She's in Washington trying to figure out how to soak up more taxpayer money.
How to divert it into her
divert it in her account.
What was the time frame? What's the time frame on the new rifle bag?
It's not a rifle bag. It's a violin case.
It's a violin case.
What you put in it is up to you, but we recommend violin if you live in New York City, fiddle if you're here in Tennessee.
Skateboard
will go in there.
Surveillance kit for surveillance, cameras and stuff.
Yep, surveillance
one
kit.
hell of a burglary kit.
Or
if you're the SWAT guy, breacher.
Yeah, breacher kit, egress kit, something like that. That would actually be. Have you seen the lockpick kits that are like really small on the cards and stuff? It'd be kind of cool to have like 100
Oh,
Velcroed in.
I want to.
This is my kit right here.
I was gonna, because everybody and their brother, like the company selling those, they're not making that bullshit.
No, it's
they
all
just have it lasered with your logo on it.
Yeah.
Shit, I had another one. You could put out like DeWalt or Makita.
You can put all
if
your
you're a DeWalt guy, a
stuff in
Makita
there.
guy, a Milwaukee guy. You could put all your tools in there and Velcro adjustable holsters and mesh pockets. You can do a ton of like all your fucking expensive ass scan tools and shit in there.
Yeah.
You can do a ton of shit with those bags. Like to call it a rifle, and it's a rifle bag. But to call it a rifle bag, we're gonna shoot a video tomorrow. Jeff's got a bunch of those bags loaded up.
It's a small rifle bag.
He's got a bunch of bags loaded up, so we'll shoot some stuff tomorrow, and then we'll shoot another video of them with Brandel probably Friday. So you guys will see a real video go up. Some of those bags are already cut.
Who blocked the video? Was that Facebook?
So Instagram.
Instagram.
I took Brandel's video that we just did of the tool bag and promoted it. And they denied the promotion because they said we violated community standards. Community standards were that you cannot sell firearms, ammunition, BB guns, airsoft guns, knives, knuckle dusters.
Knuckle dusters.
There's a few others in there. But I'm able to dispute it. So I just go, we have not violated any of the mentioned community guidelines. So I'm confident that it'll post.
Yeah, there's nothing.
But it's funny that they flagged us for that because we don't actually sell any of that shit, and we really, if you look back through the Instagram, there's not much of it on the page.
So I would be interested. Is there any paintballers that have Instagram page?
Paintball was in there too.
That's what I'm saying.
You can post. You can post all you want. You just can't promote it.
Okay. All right.
And it might be a promote. I might be able to advertise it. I just couldn't boost that particular post.
Gotcha.
So I'm not sure.
Fucking censorship. Corporate censorship. Remember, corporations are going to be running the world one day. So all this corporate censorship stuff, we got to nip it in the bud.
In podcast 12, you talked about storing gas for a year without putting in stable. Does the gas need to be ethanol free? Preferably, but most people live in a place where you cannot get ethanol free gas. You can't, it's not there. Like you literally can't get it unless you go buy like Trick or VP race fuel, in which case you're going to spend $13 or something a gallon for it. It's just, it doesn't exist anymore. Here it does, luckily. No, if it's at a stable temperature in your garage or something like that, no, you don't need to fucking.
Yeah, as long as you keep a minimum amount of oxygen out of it and try and control the temperature fluctuations, fuel will store for a pretty long time. The big reason why people are like, don't store fuel, blah, blah, you got to use the stabilizers, is not necessarily in the can. It's in whatever you're using. So if you put it in your lawnmower and you leave your fucking lawnmower for 6 months, what it's doing is it's in there corroding all those fucking cheap parts that are in your lawnmower.
For your boat motor.
Your boat motor, same thing.
Lawnmower.
It's corroding all those parts in there.
Pressure washer.
So the best thing to do is run those things fucking completely, like here.
Before you put them away, turn the fuel off and run it. Have it running. Turn the fuel line off, and it'll empty that carburetor out.
And then it should just start right up next season.
Now, some stuff doesn't have an on-off valve on it, in which case, fucking cut it and put one on it. I carried around, before I had any metal gas cans in California for years, I carried around the motorcycle race gas cans. They were round, and then I found some square ones that actually stored a little bit better. I could keep them kind of suspended. I could stabilize them a little better in there. And I carry 15 gallons of fuel in the Yukon, like a two-door Blazer, right? Every time you got in my truck, you got wafted with a vapor wave of gas fumes. The truck never blew up. Nothing ever happened. I had amps in there. I had an auto start on the truck. All kinds of shit. It never exploded. I've never seen that. But you smelled fuel, and you would just roll the windows down, or when you opened the door, that fuel smell would go away. And I have a really sensitive nose. When you got in on hot days, you definitely smelled the fuel. Once you rolled the windows down and turned the air on, you didn't fucking smell any fuel after that. And I had that fuel in there for a long time, like long time, until we got the metal cans.
One thing about anything in plastic related, your plastic products are porous, believe it or not.
Yep.
So, for example, if you take a thing of flat of water and you take it and put it in your basement, when you go down there, it probably takes a little more than a month, but when you go down there 6 months from now, that water is going to taste like your basement because it actually absorbs the stuff into the water.
If you're storing potable water, store it up on something. We use these shelves here so that none of it actually touches the floor. Another thing too is if you're smelling the fuel through your fuel can, that's the good shit. Like if you're smelling it,
yeah, that's
the explosive part. That's the part that makes that shit run. So tighten it up or get a better container. But I mean, for temporary use like that, you're going to rotate that shit into your car. Any plans? Any plans for SOE bag for a drone? We get asked that surprisingly a lot. I actually carry those Mavic 2, the Pro and the Zoom. It's the same bird for you guys that don't know. It's a difference of camera. And if I had to, I have both of them. And if I had to buy one of them, owning both of them, I would buy the Zoom. The Pro has the Hasselblad 4K camera on it. The Zoom, I like that I can put the bird on a target and hover. Just let go of the controls. It'll sit there for 40 minutes. And I can zoom in and then zoom out. And it looks like I actually flew the bird forwards or backwards. It's very, very stable that way. Both of those fold up. I put the drone, 3 batteries, and the controller all in a toiletry bag. They fit perfectly. I carry 2 of them, each with 3 batteries, in the toiletry bag. If I'm working out of them or going out in the razors or something, I put them in a small tool bag. It just gives me more room to reach in and kind of keep them concealed while we're going through mud and shit and get in there. It just gives me more room to get my hands inside the bags with them so that we can actually launch it. I can launch it from my hand. I can put it on the hood of the razor if there's mud all over, whatever we need to do. I can land it in my hand as well. So tool bag, or for packing and actually moving them and traveling with them, just the toiletry bag is perfect. But the tool bag, if you want to have a little more room and carry some more shit in there. And when we put it in the tool bag, I've got 3 GoPros on a gooseneck, and I got a G7X Mark II in there on a Joby. I mean, it holds a fucking ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Farm side of the property this coming year. Any plans? Nope, no plans. We haven't even fucking discussed it.
With the farm side,
we'll just buy whatever fucking trees we find and plant them. Put them
no
in the
more
ground.
trees.
We have a lot of wood chips on the property to move and put in place right now. Just pine. We need to put pine in, and I don't want to get potted pine. I want seed starts, and they got that little auger thing that you just kind of twist and it puts it in place. We just want to plant pine super heavy, and the ones that take off and do good, we'll cut the ones in between them down. And we really just want that for sound and wind barrier up on the hill. When they came through and cut all the trees along the power lines, that was on the downside of the hill. Well, those trees were in place. Those were probably 15, 20-year-old trees at that point, because they were wind blow from the trees up top the hill. But when they cut that down, we caught a lot of noise. And then we're looking, Carrie came out and measured everything to do double gates, like a giant castle gate. When those are closed,
that'll cut down some.
When those are closed, you won't even be able to see on the property from the road when they're done. They're huge metal. Short of driving through them with a bulldozer, like, you can't get through those motherfuckers. They're pinned into the ground. They're on a concrete pad. The drawbridge falls down and actually falls into a concrete pad. So
we have right now, it's just a bar that goes across the gate, just goes across. And John has come in here several times when somebody's car has been stuck under that bar.
A dude, we've told that story. So I get a phone call from a state trooper. He's like, "Hey man, somebody has broken into the property. Can you come out here?" So I come flying out here. I get here, and there's 2 sheriffs and a state trooper in the driveway. And there's a car inside the property, but the gate is still closed. I'm like, "What the fuck? How did he get in there?" He goes, "We don't know. We're trying to figure it out." I go, "There is no way that car got onto that property from any other access point. Like, you physically, we have stuff piled up. Like, you could get in there with 4-wheelers or a horse or a decent truck maybe.
But not a car.
But not a car. No fucking way, not a car." So he was a preacher from Jackson, Tennessee, an hour away, and was preaching over here in this little town down the hill here. And he was on his way back to Jackson, and he said he thought that was Birdsong. Now, Birdsong is a 2-lane paved road that goes up a very steep hill. Our driveway is a flat gravel driveway. So he hit this motherfucker. I can't even imagine how fast he had already been going to hit that into that turn and carry that momentum. But he came up that driveway and hit that pole, which he probably didn't see in the dark until it was too late. And that pole sits at about my belly button probably. And it's about an 1.75 inch, probably dome tubing. And it's long, man. It's got to be 25 feet.
Yeah, at least.
It's got a little brace, and it catches another pole over here, and it sits on a T-bar. And it has this big chain that's fucking welded in place. So we go under the bar so you can't lift it off. And that's how we close it. Well, that bar had enough flex that it followed. It was, I want to say it was a Saturn or a Toyota or something. It's like a little 2-door sedan car. He hit that with enough momentum that the bar traveled up over the hood, creased the hood down, hit the A-pillars, blew out the front windshield, blew glass all over them, and then came up, followed the A-pillars up, and caved the whole roof line of the car. No, it was a 4-door. It was a 4-door car, a little sedan. Blew out every piece of glass, rear window, front windshield, all 4 windows, and caved the roof down about 6 inches. When he was sitting in the car, he had to lean his head sideways. He couldn't sit upright. So we're like, how'd you get in there? He told us what happened. He's like, I thought that was birdsong. Really what it was, they had a little lady with him. She was probably sucking that dick. That's really what all the cops thought and everything. They felt so bad for him. He did not seem to be drunk. I'm sure they came to some terms that he was not intoxicated, and they let him go. And he had said that he had just paid that car off a week ago and moved his insurance to just liability. So, like, it fucking... And it was 32 degrees outside, 30 degrees. Like, there was snow on the ground. It was fucking cold. And he had to drive an hour with no glass in the fucking car at all. And then, another dude in a brand new or a couple-year-old Suburban or Tahoe 4-door, full-size SUV, same fucking thing. Coming up the drive, middle of the night, coming up the driveway. I don't know how fast you have to be going for that to happen. You got to really be moving. And he hit it, and it fucking, again... hit the front of the hood and buckled the hood up, came up over the hood somehow, hit the A-pillar, and busted out his front windshield, creased that center, like that little ridge in the front, fucking smacked that down, hit the fucking windshield, and it actually caved it in probably 6 inches, a dent in the A-pillar, 6 inches. I'm surprised his airbags didn't go off. So
be careful when you're driving out here at night.
Yeah, if you're, like, slow down. I don't know. I mean, to at least 55.
Yeah, slow down a little bit.
So we're making big castle gates. They have big, huge spikes and shit on them. Air Neil Trout. We did that one. What are the build plans for the Tacoma? Man, I don't know. I've got that Cali. No, is it Cali Fab? Cali raised. I have the Cali raised rack on there because they were the ones that had it. Like, it was available to ship right away. When I contacted them, they got right back to me. There was some other stuff out there. KB Voodoo looks very promising now that they've changed it. You heard a lot of people saying rust and the powder coating was coming off, but now they have an aluminum version. I love Rego. I fucking absolutely love those people over at Rego. But Rego doesn't have they have a bed rack that you can put a basket on, but I want my bed rack and basket to match the rack and basket on the front of the cab, and they don't offer that yet. I would literally, if I have that truck all set up and Rego comes out with a rack that matches what I need, we will take all the shit off the truck and put Rego on there. Like, they've been fucking awesome. So as it sits right now, the thing I don't like about the Cali raised, it's Cali raised LED and Cali raised off-road on Instagram and Facebook. I love the rack, but they built their rack in a manner that it fits into the track lock on the bed, and I have a short bed. So what that means is I've got about a 10-inch gap to the cab, and I've got about a 12-inch gap where that track lock stops to the back. So if we could mount that, if they had made it in a manner that mounted to the bed rail instead of that fucking track lock,
get more space.
I could put a whole nother roto pack on there. Well, KB Voodoo offers that. They make one that's full length, tip to tail, and they make them in like 4 heights. So I'm probably going to switch out and go with the KB Voodoo. I'm probably going to run the Rhino rack on top of the cab as well as on top of the bed rack. So there'll be 2 baskets up there that match, same height and everything, same width. And we'll probably run the Rhino backbone system, which takes the existing luggage rack shit off the top of the truck and it mounts their shit into the existing. Prenzu, which is also Cali raised LED, is Prenzu. They make bumpers and stuff like that. They have a, I think I'm saying that right. I think I got the companies right. They make a rack system also, but I think we're going to run that Rhino shit. They were set up, that's that rack.
Yeah.
Because they have every fucking possible attachment for any type of fuel can,
whatever
any
you
tool,
want to put on
whatever you want to put on there. So I just mounted a Rotopack mount the other day. I've got to get some kind of mount. The problem is a lot of these bed rack companies, they have machine shops, but like they don't make the shit to hang all the shit on. Like I've got some Max Tracks that I want to mount on there. Well, they don't make a fucking mount for it. And the Max Track routes and the Rotopack mounts don't line up with the fucking holes on the Cali Ray shit. So you got to drill your own holes. Well, you put all these fucking holes in there. What the fuck are they for? They look nice, the holes they've put, and they're indented, buttonhole kind of. But they have them spaced in a manner where you can actually use the existing mounts that are out there. It puts a Rotopack here and a Rotopack here. Whereas if you had extra holes, I could put 4 fucking Rotopacks instead of just 2 evenly spaced. So, and there's nothing out there video-wise on any of it. Like everything I'm saying, I haven't seen a fucking single person say that. And I've watched fucking 100 videos on bed racks. So I think we're going to strip everything off the truck and do a video talking about exactly that. Here is this bed rack. Here are the things I want to carry. Here is the manner in which you can carry them. Here is your dead space. But if you had this rack, so that's what we're going to do. I've got the racks. We've got all kinds of mounts and shit. Mm-hmm. They don't fucking work together. And nobody tells you that. So you would think the company out there that's building the fucking rack would build all the bullshit to carry all the bullshit. That's just more shit they could sell you. There is a company called Victory 4x4. And that looks really promising. And we talked to those dudes at Overland. And those dudes were fucking great too. So that's another option also. I want to run either his or KB Voodoo makes a T-post basically that comes off of the upper supports for the bed rack. And then you can put a tray on there to carry mountain bikes. So you can have your rack. You can have on the side of the beds, you can have your rack. You can have your Rotopacks and your recovery shit. And then still have a mountain bike set right there. So that's cool. And then you still have the whole basket where you can put whatever. So fuel's a lot of weight. I used to carry 6 5-gallon gas cans on top of the Yukon in a gypsy rack, which was made for a Humvee. And everybody's like, you can't mount that up there. We just took the original rack. We ran Yakima crossbars and then put the basket where we wanted it. And then used U-bolts and fabbed some plates with some nylocks, and that rack has been up on that fucking truck for 12 years now. And I used to run around with 6 5-gallon gas cans set there, and we had a big ratcheting tie down across and a ratcheting tie down across the back of them to hold them in place. And we set them on isomat so that it wouldn't vibrate and wear through that mesh that was on there. It was like an expanded metal, but it was almost like a thin metal plate that had holes drilled through it. They were, if you look up Gypsy Rack, you can see them. They literally made all that shit for a Humvee. Some of the coolest shit out there, it just doesn't mesh, so you kind of have to rig it yourself and make it work. But all that fuel, that's a lot of weight. So you can take it on and off as needed and carry water as needed, and just, you can carry minimal. You definitely see fuel mileage, man. When you start putting racks on top of the trucks, you lose. Like Amanda had a Suburban, and we had a Gypsy rack on top of that too. Number one, it's super, super fucking loud. And number two, it eats up like fucking 2.5 miles a gallon when you start hanging all that shit on there. So it's just, I'm a grown fucking man. I don't care about the gas mileage anymore. But when I was a kid, fucking we were running. There was times we didn't go places because we didn't have fucking gas money. Any plans on the SUV bag for the drone? We already did that one. Farm side of the property did that one. Tacoma build plans. Uh, round cost aside, is a 300 blackout worth AR worth owning? And is, if so, what barrel length? Have you even seen? Have you ever fired a 300 blackout?
Yeah, I have a 300 blackout. I have a couple of them. I mean, that's all. A lot of that stuff is just it's what your preference is. The good thing about a 300 blackout is you can go subsonic, sonic without having to change a bunch of stuff. Yes, technically there's a point of aim shift, but there's a bunch of companies out there right now that make reticles that have both aim points on it. So all you have to do is transition, and you know where that from a ninja perspective is if you need to go indoors, you run subsonic ammo, right? Because of the ranges, it's a lot closer. And then once you get outside, you just change that mag out. Now you're shooting supersonic, which you're going to be well within the combat ranges. You know, everybody wants to shoot 1,500 yards, or they want to say, yeah, I need a rifle that can shoot like the Marine Corps 500 yards. We qualify at 500 yards with the M16.
What do you expect it to shoot out to, though?
What do you mean?
How far is that gun capable? Like the old M16A2s?
Well, I mean, they're saying practical. They're saying practical.
The sights on the A2 were 800, weren't they?
In theory. That's
the thing. Every bullet I ever pulled the trigger on, it always hit target.
Yeah, so. But that was all at 800. So I mean, practical, realistic combat ranges. Man, nobody is shooting anybody past 200 yards. I know.
Is that for real?
There's gonna be some fucking ninjas on here that are gonna be like, when I was in Afghanistan, I shot the 338. But you're not
majority of your.
You're not the majority. You're not the majority of guys. You're not the majority of shootings. So realistically, that 300 blackout, it operates within the spectrum of what we do for real. So
I got this other thing too. You guys probably haven't heard of it though, but it's 5.56. And it's 9mm, and they make that same AR-15. Believe it or not, they make a same gun that looks the same as that blackout in a 9mm and a 5.56.
Yeah.
And in the kill house, that frangible ammo was fucking that 5.56 was going. The 9mm was going through fucking walls worse than the fucking 5.56 shit was.
Anyways, 300 blackout.
Now with that said, that was
100 years ago.
15, 20 years ago.
So it was 100 years ago.
I'm sure they got some special shit.
But yeah, I mean, it's viable. I have one.
Is it why do you want it? Like, is it just bragging rights? I mean, when my rights are restored, and that's coming. When my rights are restored, I'm gonna buy 20 fucking scars, all consecutive serial number.
That's just because he wants a scar coffee table.
I'm gonna buy 20 fucking fouls. Like, I'm gonna have FN's gonna build them for me, consecutive numbers. I'm gonna have all that shit just because I want a whole Gallotech room. I want a Gallotech room with all that shit, just so I can take photos. When all those years those dudes were talking shit, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Buy what you want, man. I don't know shit about it. I don't know that I've even seen. Well, I have at SHOT Show, I guess.
Yeah, if your goal is you want to shoot something that's quiet, then the 300 blackout fills that niche. I mean, even
45 is pretty quiet.
Yeah, even 5.56. You know, it's not very quiet when you're shooting.
But what? Yeah, the cost. You said
suppressed.
Cost. I mean, Jacob Herman, talk about the SHOT Show giveaway. There is a company. It's called Fission Night Sights, like the nuclear shit. Fission. I'm probably saying he's probably gonna be like, no, motherfucker, it's Vision. Fission Night Sights. Jacob Herman. He's giving away a pistol of some sorts. I don't know what it was. It's a pistol.
Some sort of pistol.
You shoot it sideways like this. Kill shot.
Kill shot.
Pistol, a cigar humidor, some night sights. There's some. I don't know what all's on there, but I can tell you what is on there for sure, 100%, because we've already built them and shipped them. Gray, black, SOE tool bag, and day pack. There are 2 prize packages. I believe you can. I might be wrong, but I know if you're going to SHOT Show, show up, register, enter, shoot dice, whatever Jacob's got you doing to win that prize package. But I believe there's one that can be won on the internet without being present as well. But if you go to Fission Night Sights, even if you don't need any night sights, Jacob is funny as fuck. Jacob is a fucking, he's just a good dude. Like, I enjoy any time Jacob is around. I enjoyed Jacob's company for sure. Fission Night Sights, check them out on Instagram and Facebook. They're doing a lot of cool shit with a lot of fucking, big companies. He has sights coming OEM on some gun company shit that's fucking like, that's a big fucking deal. Like, good for you, man. I was really surprised when I heard some of that shit. So, and he knows anything. Like,
yeah, he knows. He's got a story about everything.
If there's some fucking obscure gun out there in the world that there was 3 of them made and one was lost in the city of Atlantis, fucking Jacob will know where it's at, and he'll know what the fucking spring twist is for the whatever springs in it. So check them out. Fission Night Sights. What was the biggest letdown from a product you thought was going to explode? We don't really do we don't do not perfect.
Well, I would say that the biggest letdown would have been Multicam Black, but then it came back.
So Multicam Black was a weird thing. And it was really, I think, everybody wanted ATAX. Everybody wanted ATAX. Everybody wanted ATAX. ATAX AU was out. And God, the hype around ATAX FG. And I don't know if it was really as big as it appeared to be, or if it was just the small group really, really talking about it. But whoever was behind that, they did a great job marketing that shit. Because everybody wanted ATAX FG, all the way up to the point that you could get ATAX FG. And we bought fucking ATAX FG. We made gear in ATAX FG, and it did not fucking sell. We later bought ATAX FG. Well, shit, we were buying it for $2 a yard. I mean, it's a fucking $11, $12 material a yard. So there was a lot of it. They spun up. Apparently, they believed that it was really going to push. I don't know if they lost a contract midstream on that or what happened. But so Cryptek came out. You saw Cryptek hit the scene a couple of years earlier than Multicam coming out with their patterns. You had Multicam, just traditional classic Multicam. And then you saw Typhon show up and Highlander show up and a few others. So we were building stuff out of that and it was good. And Multicam just didn't jump into that game with like Multicam Black and Multicam Arid and stuff. They didn't push it. The material wasn't there. They waited a few years and dropped all this shit. And Cryptek ate their ass on it. Cryptek already had caught all those dudes that wanted that shit. And the guys buying that stuff, I mean, yeah, there's some agencies running around in that shit. But for the mainstream of dudes that are using real shit, guys buying that stuff, they're buying it because it looks cool. They're not going to be able to use it at work. They're definitely not going to be able to use it out in the field at the time. Especially anything military. You couldn't take fucking Cryptek out when your issue uniform was fucking Multicam or Coyote. So Multicam, I don't know why they dragged their feet on it. They literally did nothing other than change the Pantone colors, change the colors of the print, and it came out. I had hundreds of yards of it. It comes on 50 or 65 yard rolls. I had hundreds of yards of that shit. We built a few pieces in it. It did not fucking sell. It sat in the shop. It just fucking trickled out. We had product ready to ship in that stuff. So we move in here. Jeff's like, what do you want to do with all this fucking bullshit? I'm like, I don't know, fucking cut it up. It's expensive. Cut it up and get rid of it. Use it as liner shit inside bags, line bags with it and stuff. And we built a few things with it. And just that lull, when we put it out this time, once we were in the new building, we put it out, we couldn't keep it in stock. Like, we still can't fucking keep it in stock.
Keep Multicam Black in stock, no?
Multicam Black is the number one. You guys see us do a lot of stuff with ATAX, because ATAX is a fucking great company. There's 2 dudes that own ATAX, and man, they fucking react. Like, Multicam would be like, fuck you guys. Like, that's literally... You want to wrap a car in Multicam? If it costs $4,000 to wrap it, it's going to cost you $6,000 because Multicam wants a royalty on the raw goods. It's fucking crazy. If I called up fucking ATAX and be like, hey, I want to wrap one of my Porsches in fucking ATAX, they'd be like, fuck, we'll have that. Well, we'll buy the material and send it to you. Like, they're good to deal with. Like, they're good dudes. Cryptek, you don't really see a lot of interaction with the company. You don't see shit from Multicam really, if you're not in kind of their clique. The pattern sells. We will continue to sell it until it stops selling. I really wish ATAX would come back out with a darker color, like they've got Ghost, which people like it. But when we bought seconds. We bought that LEX stuff as a second. Man, we could not, like, we had to keep running it. Like, we run it, it's gone, and now they're not making it anymore. So I wish they would come out with something darker like that. It looked like almost a smeared dark black tiger stripe, black and blue. It was fucking cool. Some of you guys are super lucky and have some pieces out of that shit. We don't fucking have any of it. We can't get any of it. But we're always like, we ran today. We ran day packs yesterday in Typhon red thread, Typhon toxic thread. Those motherfuckers sold. Like, you guys had me questioning whether I even hit apply on the thing. Like 5 minutes later, dudes are like, hey, they're not online. Luckily, I went and looked at the orders and like the last 20 orders and looked at them. Fucking dudes bought those things the first 5 minutes they were active.
I always feel bad because we'll have all these bags and I'll take them up there, and you know when we go to sew something, so like we're gonna do day packs in Typhon red. We come up with a number in our head because I'll have like, let's say I have 5 orders. John will be like, okay, we can turn those around pretty quick. Do 12 extras, and I'll be like, 12 extras sounds good. We'll do 12 extras, and then they'll get finished. I'll take them up there, and John will be like, all right, how many extras do we have? And I'll be like, there's no extras, because people will order them in between there, and I just put the papers in there with it. So by the time it gets all finished, I'm like, man, we don't have any extras. He's like, God damn it.
But yeah, we sold all that shit yesterday. And then today I saw multicam black red go up.
Yeah.
And I saw raid red thread go up, which I haven't posted. By the time you guys see or hear this,
it'll be
too late. Any chance that's what we do another Smith & Bradley? We did that one. In Invicta, we did that one. I think we're through all these. I think we're done.
Oh,
yeah, that's
it.
Right.
Well, that's good.
The rifle case, we're going to shoot a video. We've got 5 or 6 of them out there. I gave them to Jeff. Jeff took them home, loaded them with all his shit. I gave one to Nick. Nick just kind of walked around the shop and put all the fucking pouches he thought he would want in there. So we're going to do a video tomorrow just kind of showing you the loadouts. I think you have what? You got a Vector? There's a... What is that thing? A Chris Vector?
Oh, the Vector, a Vector will fit in there. MP5 will fit, or I'm sorry. What is it? What would it be considered? An HK91?
894 is a 9mm.
Is it 94?
Yeah.
Anyways, the semi-automatic version of an MP5, how's that sound?
Did you have one of those here?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
I didn't even see. Where the fuck was that
in one of the other bags.
Man, I didn't even see that thing.
The SIG 9mm, the MPX, that'll fit in the bag, and this is all with pistol braces on them too, fully extended. What else did I have? The 5.7, the P90 will fit in there, and my Hebrew collection fits perfectly in there. Uzi 9mm and a Galil with the stock folded.
And then Nick's got a full-size AR that he just popped the top off and put it in there. But the way I envision running these bags is mesh pockets all down one side, mag cards on the other side, and then just you got a page divider, stick your gun in there. My thought was just stick the fucking gun in there loose, and then you can put way more shit. But if you want to utilize the wall, you're going to have to Velcro the gun to the wall, which is going to eat up a lot of your pouch space. But I saw Jeff had one loaded out with like a stacked micro, another loaded out with a subgun micro. I saw Nick had a fucking tear-off med pouch in one of them, a full-size IFAK. So we're going to basically just make this video and show you a bunch of shit
that'll go
in there so you can get an idea of really what the size looks like and give you guys some ideas. And I'm sure when you see what they've done, you'll come up with 100 more ideas yourself. Brandel will be here Friday. We're going to shoot a Brandel type video.
Can we use knuckle dusters in the video?
Knuckle dusters, yeah, let's do that. But it'll be fucking some drone shots and some razors jumping and something on fire, Brandel shit. So we'll do that, and then we'll show you the little video we did, just kind of giving you some idea. By the time you see that video, we won't drop that video till we have rifle cases for sale. When the rifle cases go up, it'll be one color. You better fucking buy it if you want it.
Yeah, because it'll be it.
And then it'll go to the next color. So we're not going to do a bunch of custom shit on those. You'll know it when we know it. That's really what we got. We're running a little late today. I went and had pellets put in. No pain yet. He put my fucking pellets in.
I'm gonna have to start working out with Amanda.
He put my pellets in, and he shot me 4 shots of Novocaine. One shot, just inject a little, inject a little, inject a little, inject a little. No shit, from the first needle stick to putting the bandage on, I wasn't on that table fucking 90 seconds probably. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, and he goes, rubbed it for just a couple seconds. He's like, okay, you should be numb. Tell me if you feel this. I'm like, I know you just jammed that fucking scalpel 2 inches in my ass cheek, but I don't feel it. And then you kind of feel like click, 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 because think of the pellets as, like, you ever seen rabbit food? That's what it looks like. It looks like about the size of a rabbit food pellet. But think like, or Pez, or little mint candies, but they're like granular, like granular gunpowder, like little logs. So he put 14 of those, clicked them in, put a little piece of steri strip across, and then put an occlusive dressing on there, with, some little gauze in there. So that stays on for 3 days. No pain, nothing right now. Tonight, it'll probably start feeling a little sore. I'll probably have a low grade fever. Tomorrow I'll get up and it'll be like it didn't happen. In 3 days I'll take the dressing off and I'll be good for, I don't know. I'll bet I'm good for 90 days. It should go 3, 4, maybe 5 months, but I'll bet I metabolize them out in 90 days.
Is that because you're working out?
Yeah. I'm working out twice a day.
I'm going to have to work out with Amanda from now on because he's all pelleted up.
I do our workout in the morning, and then I try to do a cardio someplace day or night, and then I've been doing a secondary workout also in the evening. A very short one, but just, 100 rep sets is what it is.
All right. I think that's it.
All right, guys.
Enjoy your night.
Justin will be here tomorrow. We'll shoot a video with Justin. I've got more aminos coming tomorrow. What?